So I think this year it would have been more important than ever to have people here. This is the eve of Brexit, the moment before you say the precipice, it might be the best way to describe it. At the same time, it is the year when we have to be responsible, we have to understand the importance of the moment we are living through in terms of a public health emergency. What is today about? It's about our right to self-determination, to express our political will as a people, to determine our future for ourselves. We have to be healthy in order to be able to do that. We have to know that we're able to look after our people. That's a key part of being a nation, looking after our own when they need to be looked after, or indeed not putting ourselves in harm's way. So what we need to do is to marry the political moment we wish we would be living with the real moment which we are living, and understand the need to be responsible and prudent in the way that we do this, and know that the government has been doing a lot of lobbying, using the fact that we can't have people here as the reason why we're calling them up, the reason why we're reminding them of what the issues are, briefing the all-party British Gibraltar group in Parliament, who would have been the guys on a stage behind you and me now. They've all been briefed by video conference, by Zoom, repeatedly by myself and the Deputy Chief Minister. So the message is getting out there, although however strongly the Deputy Chief Minister and I might brief, it's not quite like the briefing that 10,000 screaming Gibraltarians managed to get across as a message to those who visit us on National Day.
Well, as we've heard, self-determination, a word synonymous with National Day. But you said that our relationship with the UK has never been stronger. So what does self-determination mean in effect, and how would we exercise it?
Or how have we exercised self-determination? Remember that our constitution came about as a result of our choosing it in a referendum. We had a big debate at the time. You know that my political party took a particular stance in that referendum, but it was the act of the Gibraltarians choosing that constitution which gave rise to the status that we enjoy today, being the one that we have chosen. And so it's our right to choose that status, our right to choose how that status may develop. I mean, as you know, one of the things in our manifesto, which is now going to become a reality, is the Constitutional Select Committee to look at how we change our constitution. It's going to be essential because our constitution contains issues about our relationship with Europe and how our relationship with the United Kingdom is refracted through section 47.3 of the constitution in our relationship with Europe also. As that disappears, we're going to have a more direct relationship with the United Kingdom reflected in our constitution that does not pass through the reflecting glass of the European Commission and our relationship with them. So all of these things are in flux, but always it must be the people of Gibraltar who choose what that status is, and always I know we will want it to be in the closest possible relationship with Britain at a political, economic and juridical level.
Is it compatible if we get closer to the EU that we have a closer relationship with Britain as well?
It's not just compatible, it is likely. So I don't see us getting closer to the EU. What I see us is having a different sort of relationship with the EU to the one that the United Kingdom will have. That has been the position throughout the last 48 years. And we are closer today to Britain than we were when we went into the European Union, both of us with disparate relationships with the European Union. The United Kingdom, a member of the European Union. Gibraltar, not a member, but a part of the European Union through the United Kingdom. As we leave, we will be looking for mobility in a way that gives business efficacy to our ability to cross the frontier, for people and for goods to cross that frontier, which is what we want, what we call normality and fluidity at the frontier, whilst the United Kingdom is looking to put up immigration barriers between itself and the European Union, which are not there today, and barriers to the movement of goods, which are not there today. So the fact that those deals may at an economic level be different does not change that we will still expect to continue to see our relationship with Britain get stronger and stronger as the years go by, not in any way be diluted by the fact that we will continue to have, nothing new there, continue to have a different relationship with the European Union because we are geographically different in the way that we are united to Europe as a continent, whilst the United Kingdom is an island, or at least part of it is an island, because of course Northern Ireland is attached to the European Union through its relationship with Aya, and therefore there are different levels of the relationship there as well, which make the news more often than we do.
Well, putting the politics to one side and how important it would have been for MPs to have been here this year, important as well for the people who have had a tough few months.
I was very much looking forward to unlocking the rock and to having the national day that we all know and love. For a sitting chief minister, it's his chance to address the population in casemates. It's something that I look forward to every year. It's one of the key driving forces of my politics. National Day at casemates. Remember when we were elected in 2011, the GSD had taken National Day away from casemates. We were very keen to re-establish it in the way that it was, with a political rally. We'd even got up on the heights of the ICC building to maintain National Day at casemates when we were in opposition. So it is with the very heaviest heart that we're not going to have the celebrations and the political rally at casemates. As far as I am concerned, I agree with you. This year, more than any other, after the trauma of the late winter and spring, I was really looking forward to, and as were all my cabinet colleagues, to our National Day celebrations. It became obvious that that could not be the case. It became obvious that we had to be responsible and we had to follow the public health advice, and we could not have the gathering that we would want to have at casemates, because the first thing that I care about are the people of Gibraltar, and the people of Gibraltar are the individual persons that make up Gibraltar, all of whom would have been, many of them, gathered at casemates. And if we had a super spreader, if we have the infection still alive in Gibraltar, as we do, we would have community transmission. We would be giving the virus, the Gibraltarians, as a pregnant sacrifice on that day. And there's no question of us helping coronavirus and COVID to spread through the population by having such a gathering on National Day. And that's why I've appealed to people today to celebrate in smaller groups than they usually would, following our rules on gatherings, being careful and being prudent, not because I want to be a killjoy on National Day, the day I most enjoy as a politician in Gibraltar, the day I most evangelize about, but because the thing that matters the most about Gibraltar are its people, the Gibraltarians, and we cannot just surrender ourselves to the virus in a big gathering on the 10th of September.
So what will you yourself be doing this National Day?
Well, I'm going to be in a slightly smaller gathering than usual, at home with my family, enjoying red and white straws, red and white serviettes, red and white paper plates, and having a small gathering at home, celebrating this year more than any year what the day is really about, what the challenge of the next 4 months is going to be about. These are going to be the most challenging 4 months of my premiership, of Gibraltar's political history since the referendum in 2016. We now have to face the daunting challenge of how the Brexit deal, or the absence of the Brexit deal, is going to be finally determined, whilst at the same time we see the autumn come back with potentially COVID riding on its coattails, the return of schools, all of these things coming together. There's a huge challenge coming. Gibraltar needs to know that the government is ready to provide the leadership necessary in that period, and that's what I'm going to be reflecting on with my family in the hours of our precious 10th of September National Day, something that I will always enjoy with my red and white on.